What's going on, everybody? This is problem number 10 on page 1 for the 45-45-90s. My camera to focus there. Okay, so remember 45-45-90, the template from the worksheet. These two sides are the same because it's an isosceles right. Base angles are 45. X hypotenuse is root 2 times whatever each leg is. So since these are the same, the y value is pretty straightforward. Y is 3 root 2. And then the x value is whatever this number is times root 2. So if it's 3 root 2 already, to get the hypotenuse, we're going to multiply that by root 2. Just like we take x here and multiply it by root 2. In this case, x is 3 root 2. So 3 root 2 times root 2 is 3 root 4, which is 3 times 2, which is 6. So your two solutions here, 3 root 2, 6. Okay, for number 11, it's the other one requested on the survey. If this side is, call it A, and this side is A, this side's A root 2. So 4 is the side that's A root 2. So I'm just going to set it equal to A root 2. Okay, and by doing that, I can say the part that's A root 2 is equal to 4. What I really need to get is A, or X, Y. They're the same. So to get A by itself, or whatever the variable is by itself, divide by whatever's with it. In this case, it's root 2. So that becomes A. Remember from earlier in the term, you rationalize the denominator. It's 4 times root 2 is 4 root 2. Root 2 times root 2 is root 4, which is 4 root 2 over 2. That reduces. It's 2 root 2. So, something that's kind of notable is the relationship between this number and this number. This number is half of the hypotenuse times root 2. So if it's 12, then this number would be 6 root 2. If this number is 7, then this is half of that, 7 over 2, which is half of 7 root 2. If it's m, this would be m over 2 root 2. Okay, the other one on worksheet 1 that a lot of people wanted to go over was number 12. Number 12, if you can see, is just like number 10. So this number right here and this number are the same. So B is the same as the other leg. Remember, it's isosceles right triangle because the two base angles are the same. Whatever the legs are, the hypotenuse, or A, is equal to root 2 times whatever the leg is. So if the leg is 2 root 2, you're just going to multiply that by root 2 again, because you start with this number and you're multiplying by root 2. So that's 2 times 2, because 2 times 2 is root 4 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. Okay. And that kind of goes with what we talked about in the last problem. If I take half of this number times root 2, I'm back to where I started. Okay, and finally number 13. I've got my 45-degree angle, I've got my 90-degree angle, 5 is a hypotenuse, 45 here. So remember, this is half of whatever the hypotenuse is times root 2, which is equal to this. Okay, now if you want to know the y behind that, remember x is equal to y in this case. So if I did x squared plus y squared equals 5 squared, and x is equal to y, That would be x squared plus x squared is equal to 25. Then 2x squared is equal to 25. Divide both sides by 2. X squared is equal to 25 over 2. So x is equal to 25 over 2, which remember is the same as 25 over 2. Okay, we know this is 5. This is still root 2. And when you rationalize the denominator, root 2 over root 2, you get 5 root 2 over 2. Same answer. Okay, so the whole idea is to know those shortcuts so you don't have to go through all of this.